Dane, how are you, man?
Excellent, excellent. Enjoying a dreary, rainy day today.
Yeah,
Trying to
Kansas
stay
be like
dry. Yeah,
35 degrees, right? So,
yeah. It's still rain. It's supposed to, I'm hoping it's not sleet, but
yeah.
so be
On
it.
this week of Thanksgiving, man, I'm thankful
Yeah,
for tonight, dude. So, I
yeah.
told you this is I bring you stuff quite frequently. Like you showed me, I kind of exchanged that gift of music with you. There's a band, dude, I
Yeah.
got to tell you about. This gentleman who we have on tonight, actually has been a part of a couple of amazing bands.
Mhm.
Mr. Aaron Benner, which we'll get to in a minute. But with this, I'm going back probably circa 2008, 2009. My buddies and I, we thought we were making good music. Thank goodness y'all will never hear those early days because it was not good. But we were influenced by people that were good. And Aaron was a part of this band at the time called Liquid 6teen. They transitioned to do a side project, kind of then became the main thing called This Fire's
Mhm.
Embrace. That's when I realized, dude, the coolest remake of Love is a Battlefield I've ever heard. I was
Yeah,
like, because it's got this rocking thing, it's really cool. And then they dropped Home Again. Nobody can scream on key. I put him and Chester Bennington in this little thing where like nobody screams on key like this guy. And it's like,
yeah,
yeah, he does this thing with his voice, dude. It's like an instrument. And then they go into the
yeah.
melodic stuff. They dropped a couple albums. They did Redemption, Warrior Poets, and of course Transit was like kind of their hiatus. Then we started connecting, comes back and is working again with Liquid 6teen. Just dropped Wolves at the Gate, which I want to take a minute and show you guys the video. Here it
Yep,
is.
yep.
Now, with that video, which you guys just watched, what's crazy about it, man, it's like now they're coming back full swing. The
Yep.
OG Liquid 6teen is making full swing. And just thank goodness, as in this week of Thanksgiving, I love all music, but I'm so glad good rock music is coming back. So let me stop
Yeah. No.
fanboying out, Dane, and bring on Mr. Aaron Benner. Aaron, how you doing, my friend?
Dude, that's so fun, man. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yes, sir,
Yeah. Thanks
dude.
for your time. It's our
Oh
honor.
man, this
Definitely.
is great, man. This is
Yeah,
great.
man. So as I said, man, kind of going back and as we've listened to you quite a bit, and I've dug into your lyrics, man, for years, and I just love everything about the way you craft your music, right? So I'm curious, maybe in the early days as we jump into these questions, maybe it was like the first demo that you did, or when you first got the itch. There's got to be some garage band stuff out there. When did it all begin for you back in the day? I'm curious, you know?
Um, wow. So my brother got a guitar. My older brother had a guitar, and he was trying to form a band, and they were having a lock-in at this church,
Mm.
and my sister was the youth whatever pastor and all that, and she asked my brother, could you get up and play some music? And so he was trying to put a band together just for this one thing, and I was trying to help him. And I had a friend that played guitar, and we had a friend that played drums, and we put it all together. And then we didn't have a singer, and it was 2 weeks before the gig, and I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to do it. And I
Okay.
didn't play before. And next thing you know, I'm on stage singing, and I remember we only had 3 songs, and we did all 3 songs, and they kept chanting for more, more, more. And so we played the same 3 songs over again.
That's awesome. Two
and
sets at
then
one. I love
and then
it.
later on, more people came and they wanted us to play, so we played again.
That's awesome, man.
Nice.
And the one thing I do remember about that gig was we had a friend that came to do pyro. He now runs Red, White, and Boom in Columbus,
Okay.
which is
Yeah.
Columbus, Ohio. That's our big, for the city. That's this massive fireworks display. He runs
Mhm.
that, but his first real pyro gig was that gig with us, and he choked us out on the first song to the point where you couldn't see us in the front row. Everyone was choking and coughing,
That's
and
awesome, man.
he had to stop it, and then we had to like air the gym out.
That's fantastic, man. I love it.
Yeah, that
What
was
was of those three songs, man? Were any of them on TFE or Liquid 6teen, or did they make
no,
the?
they were covers.
Okay, okay,
Let
gotcha.
me see if I can remember, man. I'm going back. This is 30 years ago.
Oh wow.
Uh, yeah,
Okay.
a band I loved, my brother and I both loved, called Deliverance.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
Ever heard of Deliverance? Kind of a thrashy like Megadeth, but
Yeah.
meets kind of David Bowie's vocal with Queensryche vocal, kind of. If you
Yeah,
could,
I'm familiar. I'm familiar with them.
yeah, I
Yeah.
love Deliverance, and we did Weapons of Our Warfare.
Okay.
We did it badly. Um, and then there's a band called Sacred Reich, and we did the song Independent, and we did the song Crawling. So we play
There it
those
is.
songs over and over again.
That's
Oh yeah.
fantastic, dude. Your first set.
Hey,
Go ahead, man.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
my first set,
you
my
couldn't have
first
done them that
taste.
bad.
It was
Yeah, you
my
could have done
first
it that
taste.
bad.
Yeah, I mean, we had a captive audience. They were stuck there for the night, so they couldn't go anywhere. So
Trapped in.
So
yeah.
how was the energy of that show now
Yeah.
with all you playing
Oh,
those again
everyone
and
was
again?
having they were having a blast. I'm sure the older folk that might have been hanging out with us, what is this?
Yeah.
And you know, I know we were terrible. I think there's a video of it somewhere out there, but I don't.
All right,
I don't know
all
whether it
right.
was here.
I was
Yeah,
just saying now we got some homework to do to try to find that thing.
Yeah.
Doug.
I don't have it.
We'll find it there.
Yes.
We will find it. We've got some trolls out there. We'll find it
I
for
would
you.
have I would probably have much shorter hair, maybe a mullet. I'm not sure.
Yes.
If I didn't grow my hair long till I was a senior in high school, so this would have been sophomore year. So I probably have a mullet of some kind.
Fantastic.
Oh.
We have to find it. Yes. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
must have. Now with energy like that from the onset of your career, is there a couple that, since you've been in the music industry so long, making some great things, are there some a couple of events or gigs or things that you can remember that are your favorites, that just brought energy like that you can that always stick out in the forefront of your mind?
I'll tell you what, I mean, I've been lucky, man. I've got to do a lot of awesome things. I mean, gosh, we've played with so many bands over the years, and friendships made is really great. But playing, I remember the first time we headlined at a place that's no longer here called the El Rosa Villa in Columbus. That was a big deal to us. And then I remember we headlined a place called the Newport in Columbus, and that was a big deal. And then we kept moving up, and I remember we played at the LC Pavilion in Columbus. And that was great. We played with lots of national bands. One of the early ones I remember we played with Machine Head.
Oh wow.
And Chimera, and that was really cool. They were really nice to us. I remember watching Machine Head's sound check, and then I thought, they're going to go to the bus. They'll never come in for us. And I remember looking up halfway through our set, and they had come out the bus, and they were standing on the side of the stage watching us. And I thought that was really cool. And they were like, bobbing their heads to us, and then they came up to us afterwards and were telling us good job and all that. Which is, cool. You don't get that very often, which was kind of nice. But
oh yeah.
But yeah, we've got to do so many great playing festivals. I mean, playing out at Ixus down in Kentucky was always a great time. It might be my favorite, just because the environment was so cool and it was beautiful. The drive was beautiful, getting there and staying there. Cornerstone Festival was great. I mean, there's so many things that we got.
Yeah.
Venues that I just never thought I'd get to play them. Just cool things like that, and sometimes it was more about the people that were there and more about the crowd than the venue. It was more about, hey, we're in the middle of some place we've never been. I can remember playing Kansas actually, and we had some really fun, awesome shows in Kansas that always are close to my heart. It's we played there. My mind is blanking on it.
Okay. You know if it was like Wichita or maybe went outer, because I could tell you the scene of Wichita pretty well. But
we went to Wichita, but is it Dodge City?
Okay. Yep.
There's a convention center there, and we played there with Red.
Okay. Yeah.
It was a killer show, off the charts show. People were going crazy. And I mean, man, we literally got done with the show and just had to sign stuff and stand at our merch booth for the rest of the night. It was crazy.
That's awesome.
Wow. That was a really fun one. But Kansas, we met so many good people. I love Kansas, man. It was because it's funny because there's so much space between everything, and when you're traveling and stuff, when you get closer to the east like we are, everything gets more condensed. There's more people. When you get out there, it's like you get the pockets of people
wide open.
And so when you have a show, everybody comes to it. And it was like, oh, okay, this is cool. Up here where I'm at, around Central Ohio, it's like, oh, there's a show. Well, there's 20 other shows.
Right, right, yeah.
But where some of the places we played in Kansas, it wasn't like that. It was awesome because everybody appreciated it and they had fun, and then you got to meet people. We went to some backyard barbecues in between shows there, and just all kind of fun stuff.
That's fantastic, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Red's great, guys. We're still friends with Dan. We've talked to Dan a few times. The original OG drummer. He's a good dude, man. So yeah, right in that wheelhouse of just, and I it's cool to hear those stories of like what festival, local backyard stuff. I always love it when I hear artists say maybe it was a local kind of a hometown show, or it could have been a venue, Cornerstone. You guys have done some great things. It's cool to see the dichotomy there.
Yeah.
With that, speaking of which, man, because I know when I listen to I know artists hate this, but everybody kind of has like maybe a comparable, if you will. I've really tried to put this in, like when I hear you, because it is so unique. You do have, I feel like you and maybe Paul McCoy in the scene, maybe have about the only two people that have a voice like you. The guitar work, the guitarmanship is like, I hear Kill Switch, I hear Disciple, I hear a little bit, of course, of Maiden. It's all over the place. You have this plethora, if you will. So the right name, plethora of influences. But who's maybe two or three, man, of your biggest influences, if you could narrow it down?
Ooh, yeah.
There's
maybe a couple.
There's more than that, but when I started learning to sing, obviously I started listening. I was trying to copy Deliverance and Sacred Right, because that was the covers I was doing. Yeah. But I was really into Pantera, Phil's voice back in the day. I love Phil's voice. I loved Queensryche. I loved his. Don't get me wrong, I can't sing like that. I know Bruce Dickinson, obviously. I can't sing like that because they're just on another level. But I love that style. So I try to get a little bit of that if I can pull it in, and then put a little heavier, to it. Those guys were huge influences. Plus, I love Freddie Mercury. And I love David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar. Man. I love both Van Hagar and Van Halen. I like singers. I just like people that have really interesting voices. Right now I'm really into Chris Stapleton. I like all kinds of different stuff. Knowing that I'll never be like Chris Stapleton blows me away. Stuff he does. If you're familiar with his voice.
Oh yeah, dude. His cover of Monday Night Football, by the way, dude, like my wife's like, that's Chris Stapleton's newest. I was like, yeah, dude, he's got it. He's got the goods, So
the guy's crazy. The runs he does, I could never in my life.
Oh man,
it's crazy. But I just love a lot. I love the thing about me is I love so many different types of music that I like. It's like a mission. Put it in the blender and then what can I do that's come up with my own voice out of that? I know I hear all the time, and I still hear it. Ever since Howard Jones joined Kill Switch, Engaged, I hear comparisons of my voice sounds like him a lot, and it's funny because I've been doing it before I knew who he was. But we were playing, we played a club up in Columbus earlier this year, and somebody. One of the guys that was there listening knows him and called him while we were doing a Kill Switch cover for fun, and he called him on the phone and was like letting him hear us singing it.
Nice.
And he sent a message through them to tell us how good it sounded, and made me feel
really
cool.
Yeah, man.
But it's just, so I get compared to that, but it's like I love Kill Switch, don't get me wrong, they're awesome, but it's like I didn't grow up with that,
Right. No,
honestly, dude, like thrash metal. I love thrash metal. I'm a Megadeth guy. I'm an Anthrax guy. I love that's what I love.
And with all respect to them, I love them too. Like, so I'm a huge Howard Jones. His other stuff, Light the Torch, solid stuff, by the way. I love it. I don't know, man. Like, obviously, I really do feel like, and I don't just say that because I'm a huge fan. I feel like there is a uniqueness to you, which you have to have. You want to have that, like the Freddie Mercury element. You have a unique thing about what you do, and that's cool. Like, this is Aaron. Like, you are your own guy, right?
I want to be original.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And just whatever comes out. And I've not had a great handle on it the whole time. It took me a long time to figure out, okay, what do I do? We got a couple albums under our belt, and I still didn't know what I was doing. We actually, our first two albums, we recorded them without tuners and without click tracks. They were basically done live, and then we added to them. And I go back and listen to them now, and I cringe a little bit because I'm off key. It's hard to find tune, and it drives me nuts. So it's like I talk with my brother all the time. Like, I want to take some of these old songs and re-record them and do them right.
Dude, but there's something to that, Aaron. Before you take four, Dane, there's something to that, man. I tell the story a lot. Dane's probably sick of it. There's something about those like triggers, pre clicks, like I said, even pre cheaters and auto stuff. I think about like we were listening to this interview with the dude from Kings of Leon. He's like, we have a couple of tracks where like they were talking about how you hear pool tables clicking in the background and stuff. I mean, there's something cool when you guys did that. Your first couple of songs, it's cool that it was kind of raw. Like sometimes you can't beat that, dude. Like it's almost like that's memories, like that's just golden, So anyway,
you can think back to when you were that 22-year-old guy standing in the studio, and you can think back, wow, that was a fun time. No worries, no cares, no mortgages.
Yeah, man. Yeah, just living on rock. Yeah,
you're just doing it, just letting it fly, and there's something to be said about that. Yeah,
absolutely.
I love it. Go ahead.
So now that you got your footing, and we're obviously coming into the end of the year, what do you see for yourself as an artist and with your bands coming into the end of this year and on into 2024? Mm-hmm. What do you guys have on the horizon?
Well, right now, This Fire's Embrace has been on a hiatus for going on. We've taken
13 years.
We took a break in 2012, I think. We took a break.
Okay.
And that break was supposed to be 6 months, and we're still on the break.
Yeah.
We all talk all the time. Actually, our guitar player Zach has joined me in Liquid6teen. So there's two This Fire's Embrace guys in Liquid6teen now. But we all talk, and we had an album that we had pre-production on with, I would say we had probably every bit of 15 to 16 songs ready to go into the studio, and then we just took a break, and then life happened with everybody, and everybody started having kids and getting married and and then we just kind of keep saying we're going to get back together, we're going to do it, and then it will happen. I don't know when. There'll be a big reunion. There might be a new album. We talk about it, and it's getting closer and closer. And one of these days, we'll probably get around to getting that album out and doing some shows and having some good, my dream is, 2025 will be the 20th anniversary of This Fire's Embrace. Maybe we do something. We'll see. I got to talk with the boys, so I'll keep that on my mind.
I love that.
Liquid6teen right now. Liquid6teen. We're currently breaking in a new drummer. And that's going awesome, and he's a really talented guy. We haven't announced him yet, but we'll be announcing him here in the next few weeks. And then we're going to we're putting some shows on the books, but we're focused really on writing and recording right now because we want a new album out. We haven't done an album. We released an album. Our last album came out right before.
Yep.
The summer.
Good.
Yeah, the summer before COVID hit, and then COVID hit and just destroyed everything for a while. And then, couldn't even play shows, couldn't go out and play behind the album and do anything. We're kind of just doing it, my days of touring and stuff are pretty much, over. I kind of do it for fun now, just kind of get out there and get, do some good shows here and there, play some stuff. I like to release albums and get out there and still mix it up. And, I want to be creative, and I want to be an old man and sit back and have a library of albums I can listen to, remember when I was young and or was trying.
Dude. There's a segment that we do called Rapid Fire. Now, what this is, there's 5 questions that Dane and I have bet on what we think you're going to say. Okay. Now, this is really cool. So check it out, dude. There's no wrong answer. You can go with one or the other. There's no wrong answer. We think we know what you're going to say. And Dane and I, whoever is closest to being right, gets lunch provided by the loser. So there's a wager here. It's pretty cool.
Wow.
So, So this is going to be fun.
Here. Yeah.
So you go with the flow, go with what you feel.
Just to let you know, I'm far behind. I got to do some catching up, Aaron. Some counting on here.
You might have to take it to a nice restaurant. And just
It better be at least Chipotle, Dane. Chipotle or bust. Let's go. Let's go. So, Aaron, check this out, man. Imagine for a minute, like anything's possible. You can jump into video games, into movies. For a minute, the universe is wide open. Okay. So, answer from the heart. Here we go. You're called up. A lot of rockers, a lot of movie questions seem to come up with this. You're called up and say, "Hey, we'd like you to be a part of 2 reboots of these 2 iconic franchises. We want you to be the main guy in this next coming franchise." Okay, so you're called up to be the main hero in the upcoming Masters of the Universe He-Man remake. You're kind of a tall, big guy, or you can be the next in the next installment of Conan. He-Man or Conan? Which one do you want to play? Let's go.
This is Is it Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan version, or is it the new
Momoa,
one?
the flowy locks.
And then it becomes it's He-Man. It's He-Man.
Let's go. I
It's
got
He-Man.
you.
My son, I tell you right now, my son is downstairs, and I'm glad he hasn't come in and interrupt us. I've been buying him nothing but He-Man. He recently got a Castle Grayskull because we go to toy shows, and I'm getting him the old stuff, and so
the classics. Yeah,
it's if you walk in his room, it's like the '80s threw up in there.
Let's go. Yeah.
G.I. Joe, He-Man, Star Wars, Star Trek, everything, everywhere. And so
you're raising him right, man.
Yeah, He-Man. And I would, you know what? And if you let me, I would direct it, and I'd make it awesome because He-Man should be like a Conan type thing mixed with Star Wars.
Okay.
That's what the good He-Man would be. So,
Dane, did you have He-Man, Dane?
I ruined your rapid fire. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. No, trust me, we love it. Dane, did you have that one?
No, I had Conan.
Yeah, got you.
You both picked Conan, or wait, you picked Conan and you picked.
I had He-Man. I did.
Josh had He-Man.
You win that one.
Yeah,
dude, you're in the hole.
Let's go. So this is where you might check this out, dude. This is where Dane might come back. Maybe we'll see. So, again, don't worry about the time. This is our favorite segment. So the next question: you're asked to be a part of 2 upcoming video game franchise remakes. They want you to be the voiceover. Okay, they're going to use your lovely instrument, and you're going to be the voiceover. So you can be a part of which it kind of fits your whole mold of just kind of like awesome, kind of like just action, dude. You can be a part of the new Devil May Cry. Love that series. Or check this out, you can go in a whole different direction and be the main character voiceover for the remake of the next Gran Turismo. Devil May Cry, Gran Turismo, which one you go with? I knew I was gonna stump him, Dan.
That's a stump one. I'm going with Mario from Mario Bros.
Let's go. through an audible.
I'm gonna go Devil May Cry.
I had it. I did. I could just see kind of like the music. Yeah, dude, and the music is kind of like all rock in the back and all that.
It's got more of my vibe.
I got you. Dane, did you have that one?
And I'm a big person, so big people don't fit in small sports cars.
I love it. So check this one out, dude. We're gonna go in a direction where now it's gonna get really, really interesting. So for a day, you know how like a lot of times with like actors and rock stars, they have bodyguards, things like that. So they say, hey, Aaron, we're gonna flip the script. You're done with the tour. We want you to be a bodyguard for the day for one of these 2 actors. We want you to be their bodyguard for the day. Okay, so you can trail and be the bodyguard for Vince Vaughn or Adam Sandler for the day. Which one you go with?
Sandler.
Let's go. I had you.
I love Vince Vaughn, but Sandler
classic
has been my dude since way before Vince Vaughn. I love Sandler.
Dane, who'd you have?
No, I had Vince Vaughn, man. You guys would be a fearsome duo walking down the street, and it'd be clear of the path.
You gotta think Vince Vaughn can be super serious. I think Sandler would be funnier.
Yeah,
for sure. That's true.
And Sandler, I think, is gonna foot the bill for everything.
Yeah, that's good.
He's gonna pay for all the food.
I never thought of that. That's true. I'll remember that if I see them both. Hey man, so
and if you're hanging with Sandler, then you're gonna get to hang out with a bunch of the SNL guys. You know,
right. The whole crew.
That's true.
And Rock and all the guys.
I see you networking. You're kind of making your angle here. I see it, man.
I'm a massive SNL fan from back in the day.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I want to meet Dave Harvey. I want to meet Mike Myers. I want to get in there.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go.
Then there's a chance to put you in his next movie. There you go.
Dude, he put Shaq in a movie.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm small.
It was great, dude. Yeah.
if there's a size and weight limit, you got me. So if I can be smaller, I'll be his little brother.
That's cool, dude. So 2 more. Check this out. So now here's where we're gonna take a next level. So we love your drummer. Your drummer's great. So I hope this isn't who you're about to announce, but let's just say for a night your drummer is not there. This is like just something happened. He's sick, and 2 of these drummers say, "Hey, we'd like to fill in for you for the night, Aaron. We want to be your backup drummer while your drummer is sick." You can have Phil Collins fill in for the night for you, or Stuart Copeland. Which one?
Oh man, that's a stumper.
Yeah,
I love.
They're both great, dude. They're both great. You know,
I'm gonna go with Collins because he can do backup vocals.
Let's go. That's smart. You're always networking. I like your angle there, dude.
I need to have those backup vocals, man.
I got you. Dane, did you have Phil or did you have?
No, I had Copeland now.
Dude, I'm killing you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Start
rocking up.
ordering the shrimp, ordering the lobster, get it
I'm
going.
4-0, bro. I'm
Yeah,
4-0, Dane.
Sorry.
I was gonna say this is getting expensive, man. I'll tell you that. I gotta get another job.
Well, maybe Dane, for this one, you could get just a little glory, you know, because you're definitely not bringing home the bacon. But for this one, so last one. So Aaron, check this out. Last question. They're gonna do a. No, you're gonna be in a movie. So flip the script, and you're gonna be in a movie. It's kind of like a School of Rock type thing. You know, a lot of rock movies happen, Jack Black type thing. Pick a destiny or whatnot. So say, hey, you're gonna be in it, and you get to check this out. You get to pick your movie star from these two guys. You can hang out and have Kurt Russell be your counterpart in this School of Rock Chapter 2, or you can stay with me though. You can have Kurt Russell, or you can have Eddie Vedder be your School of Rock 2 counterpart. Which one you go with?
It's Kurt Russell.
I knew it. I actually
not even a
had
choice.
that. I
It's
really
not even
did.
a choice.
I knew it. Yeah, I did. I had that one.
It's not even a choice, man. I mean, Eddie Vedder. I like early Pearl Jam. I don't know when the last time I liked the song, but
okay, gotcha.
It's been a while. But the first few albums I loved. But man, Kurt Russell was in Escape from New York.
Tango and Cash.
He was in Big Trouble in Little China. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Grindhouse. You got to go with Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell.
Oh yeah.
I love Kurt Russell.
Me too.
Thing,
yeah.
John Carpenter's The Thing. If you haven't seen it, watch it now, and you will be.
It's good.
It's one of my.
No, it's great.
It's my favorite scary movie of all time.
They've even rated that. Like, it's funny. They actually put that as one of the top scary movies, like right there with Exorcist. It's up there. It really is. So yeah.
My brother and I wanted to be filmmakers when we were young, and we in the '80s we loved that movie so much. We wrote like a movie, and we didn't know how to do like characters. So we just stole all the characters from that movie, and then all our friends played them, and then we put them in a totally different scenario. We used all the names from The Thing, and that was the first thing we were. You know, this is back when you had the video camera that you had this, and then it goes down. It was around your. You know, you had the big thing on your side. You know.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
We filmed a whole movie called No Survivors.
Is there some demos of that out there somewhere? There
is actually on YouTube. Not the whole movie, but there's some stuff floating around. I have a whole chest of nothing but VHS tapes of all the movies my brother and I did when we were kids, and I keep planning on putting it in the computer and editing them and making them stuff. And I've got around to a couple of them, but. It's just time consuming, and time is something I have a lot of. But it's one of those things I plan on doing one of these days. We actually made, before there was a Crow sequel for the movie The Crow with Brandon Lee. We were such fans, we actually filmed an entire feature-length film on video of The Crow of a sequel, and
let's go.
we've never edited it. And it's one of my bucket list things of editing that movie.
All right.
We filmed it over.
See why I like this guy, dude? I love this dude. I'm telling you, this is why, man. Because it's like you're spitting out my childhood, dude. Everything you're saying is like, yes, let's go. Yeah. I've watched The Crow, no exaggeration. Dane knows this because Dane's my older uncle. I've watched that movie over 300 times. It is it's a residual thing. I can quote that thing. I won't do it, but I can quote it from start to finish. I love it. So,
dude, the song we have called "Killer of Killers" from back in 2005.
Yep.
That's what it's about, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in there from The Crow. But the thing is I saw that movie 4 times in the theater, and I still have the People magazine from a year before when Brandon Lee died. I still have it. And that was because I was already a fan of him. Because I remember the movie Rapid Fire.
Yeah. Why do you think you got the second from?
In Laser Mission, they came out before. Yeah. And so we were big fans, and being Bruce Lee fans too. It was just like his son's doing movies, and then all of a sudden he gets killed, and we're like, it was just like. Terrible.
Man.
And then The Crow came out, and it was just a wonderful movie. And then they tried to remake it, or they tried to make sequels that just didn't live up.
Yeah, you can't beat the original. Like they say, man. Like you're the original. So you're spot on, dude. See, this is why, Aaron. I told Dane when I was going through this, I said you're gonna love this interview because we've done a lot. We've been blessed. But I told you have a good time. So Dane, help me bring it home because I'm gonna keep talking, man.
Yeah, on this last segment, Aaron, we call it open mic. We open the floor up to our guests to maybe tell some of our younger listeners that aspire to, follow in your footsteps and be the best they can be at whatever they choose, whether it's acting or singing or sports or whatever they choose. Are there some things that you've carried through the years that maybe a piece of advice you can give somebody who's young and up and coming to help them along on their journey?
It's good.
Oh, wow. That's a great question, Dana. That's, wow. First of all, don't be afraid to step out and try it, because you got to start somewhere. And chances are, if you're brave enough to step up on a stage and sing or play your guitar or hit your drums or whatever you're trying to do, be brave enough to start it, because there's a lot of people out there that aren't going to be that brave and that aren't going to step up and do those things. And if they never do it, they'll never know if they could have been great at it or not. And the first step is just find that bravery in yourself to go, okay, I'm going to do this. And then the second thing is when you do start performing, be confident. No matter how good you think you are or not, be confident. Don't be one of those crazy people on American Idol that think they can sound like Whitney Houston. They come in and sound like the dog barking. Don't be like that. That's different ballgame. I'm saying believe in yourself and put your all into it, and and just really, that sounds so corny, believe in yourself, because
No, it's true. It's spot on, man.
but you have to find confidence within yourself and believe you can do it, because sometimes some other people aren't going to give you that. And if you're looking for approval from other people, get used to being disappointed, because it's slim to come by, especially these days. It's gotten a lot. It's just different now. You go do a show and half the time people are looking at you through their phone. I used to be standing over tons of mosh pits, and now it's just a bunch of phones and stuff like that going on. And it's just the way things have changed. Don't look for your approval in other people. Be confident in yourself and just follow through with what you want to do and what you feel like you need to do, and believe in what you're doing, and find happiness in it. That's one thing that's really tough, especially if you try to make it as a musician. Who makes it as a musician anymore? Because you show me a touring musician, I'll show you a guy who doesn't have two coins to rub together these days, because the way things are. But you just gotta be confident in yourself, and don't look for validation from other people saying, "Oh, you guys were awesome tonight. You guys were great." Don't let yourself get caught up in that.
That's so good.
When I was younger, that the ego stroking that happens because, wow, you could get up and do this and people are amazed, and while that stuff's great, and it's great to hear how good you are and stuff, and especially when you're young and you're looking for that approval and your self-esteem gets popped up from it, what does it mean in the end of the day? Because when the crowd stops screaming your name, when things happen and your band breaks up, or you have to take a break because of this, or there's an illness in the family, the crowd's not there, and you have to be confident in who you are and what you believe in and how you're living your life, and you can't look for your validation in other people telling you what a great singer you are, what a great guitarist you are, what a great whatever you are. So
That's good.
Confident in what you're doing, and have fun. Because if you're not having fun, what are you doing it for?
Right. Yeah. No, man. There's something, Aaron, you said too, man. I close on this because I think it's neat. And again, I made it very clear. We respect all. I love your background. I knew how much you were a person of faith. I love that. I've had people from your walk of faith. I've had, all genres, but something about when you have respected, I think you being yourself from the start, you've never shied away from how you feel and what you believe. Being genuine these days is such a rare commodity. So whether it's a path you've taken, or I've had people from, like, say, In This Moment, or different faiths, right? You have been yourself and you've stuck behind that. People flock to that. People flock to genuine. And that's why I think, again, you're very charismatic and fun to talk to. But outside of that, this is who you are. You don't shut that. What I love, there's a parallel here, man, where you welcome everybody in, whether they agree with you or not, but you've never stopped being yourself. And I commend you for that. You're genuine,
Absolutely.
So
Well, thank you. But and I want to add one thing.
Yeah, sure.
Be kind to people.
Yes.
In whatever endeavor that you're doing, and this is for the kids to learn, because kids are becoming less and less kind as they grow, especially with the way the world's molding them, and with the stuff they're being thrown at them. Be kind to people, because you'll get it back. And even when you don't get it back, be more kind.
Good. Mm.
the world would be a better place if we all treated each other a little bit better.
Yeah,
I love that.
absolutely.
Like I said, Aaron,
Wow.
I love that. Dane, nobody says it better than people that have seen. You've seen a lot. Like life teaches you that, right? So what you see in life,
Yeah.
it reminds you to be good. So Dane helped me because I could just go on for days. Dane, you have anything to add to
Yeah.
that? 'Cause that's
No, I mean, I like the message because you've traveled all around playing music, meeting different people from different walks of life,
Mhm.
and obviously different age groups. And to carry that message around with you
Man.
to pass on. I mean, you doing that when you meet people that enjoy what you do. I mean, that speaks volumes to them, knowing that, hey, this musician's accessible, and man, he's the kindest, most genuine person you'd meet. He's, like Josh said, charismatic. It goes a long way when you treat people well. You get it, like you say, you get it back tenfold.
You do.
so good.
You do. It's better to give than receive, they say.
That's so good, man. Well, Aaron, I got to say this, man, because I've learned early on what some of our podcaster friends and radio friends taught us, always make sure we're generous of our guest time. So I'll say two things to you, man. First, let it be known that, first of many, don't let this be the last time. As you and Liquid continue to form stuff, bring the guys back. This is an open invitation for you and the band to come back, maybe with new singles and all
absolutely.
that. We'd love to have that if you're open to it.
Sure.
Please, let's make sure we stay in touch, man. I can't wait to showcase more and more stuff. I can't find a bad song, so it's hard to narrow it down because everything you do is good. So it's like, dude,
I don't know about that.
Just put it into a hat and just kind of dig through it, you know? So I look forward to having you back in the future. Obviously, we'll stay in touch. It's our privilege.
Anytime.
For real, man. We will take you up on that. On behalf of the show here, we appreciate you.
Please absolutely.
Give my regards and happy Thanksgiving. It's holiday week. So
happy Thanksgiving and Merry Christmas and all that good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Merry Christmas.
May the new year bring you good tidings and great joy and all that.
Yeah, that's all.
Thank you,
sir. I love it, man. Well, Aaron, we'll be in touch very soon, brother. You're welcome to drop off if you like. We'll be in touch and we'll get this message out to the world very soon.
Absolutely.
Okay?
All right. Rock on, guys.
Thank you, brother.
Again.
Yes,
I
sir.
had a great time, man. I appreciate it.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Thank
Take
you.
care, brother. Much
All
love.
the best.
So, Dane, I'm telling you, dude, as cool as they come, dude, you're just not going to find a more genuine, good guy, a great man. What'd you think of him? So.
Yeah, I mean, he's everything you told me he was and more. I mean, charismatic, great talker, great listener, which is very rare to find that dual package.
Caliber.
And written some great stuff, and plenty more in the chamber, like they say, to come. So I can't wait for them to keep creating.
I think it's so neat when because I always reflect. You and I do this. We write notes down. I think it's very cool that I wish there was more. We don't really do this very often. We really don't. But I wish there's more people that could say, "Hey, I might disagree with you." He kept going there, but he wasn't mean. Like, I love that. It's okay to disagree with someone, still love them. I love that. Like, hey, there's no reason to get polarizing. The world needs less fighting. We need more people that are like, I don't want to be polarizing. I don't want to do that. I want to love on you. Let's rock your face off. And if we agree on something, cool. If not, hey, come on over anyways. Backyard barbecue. He talked about that, right? So that you and I have we have preached that from day one, showcasing female athleticism and females like they deserve, right? And the entire theme, what we've always said is everybody can come together, like around the kitchen table. Like, that's just how I feel like we've designed this. And he kind of spoke that into the rock world. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. And two, with him, the kind of music he makes. Then we had other musicians that come on, athletes, coaches. You start to see, some patterns. Maybe one or two or three or four of them have the same base message, but each one of them adds a little bit of something onto that. And it's great to put all those things together, and you start jogging your memory of the other guests who said it, and you start getting a bigger picture of what they mean and what it means to you, and it makes you feel better knowing that there's people out there like that want to spread that message.
Yeah, people that just want to get along, have a good time, and enjoy what they're doing, and have that passion. So, wow, that was great, man. That was fantastic.
Loved it.
Let's just rack it now, and we'll be done, man. So, but no, Dane, speaking of that, thank you, Aaron, again on behalf of Liquid and Aspire to the Race. We love you, man. Can't wait to have you back. Congrats on he mentioned his fiance, so congrats. Hopefully, we'll hear some wedding bells soon. Maybe he'll write his own wedding tune. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, there you go.
But got a few more this week, Dane. So, speaking of Thanksgiving feasts, we are going to feast on the bounty tomorrow night. In our last one before the holiday break, we'll be bringing Coach Pollock from Colorado Buffaloes football to the show. So
can't wait.
It's going to be great. So that'll be something that we'll have specially done for you as you're eating your turkey and passing out from all of the gravy. You can listen to some great words of Coach Pollock this week. So we'll end on that with just a great night of fun and music. So as we like to say to the listeners worldwide, Don't forget that we love you. And Dane,
Thank you for listening.